I'm inside. Can you press start, right?
It's been good.
Oh, it's been good. Oh, shit. Yo, guys, what's going on?
What?
Came from shit out of
Bloopers worldwide.
Yo, family, how you guys doing? It's another day, another episode. We have, Bro Sound Radio podcast sessions. We've got our lovely brothers here with us today, you know. Before I get started, I'm Bumi, yeah.
I'm BK.
I'm Tshepang.
I'm Zoni Gucci.
It's the family.
Oh yeah, we're putting our Instagrams out there or what?
If you
Are
want
you trying to
to
get followers from this thing?
photographers,
On everything, bro. Not just angles on everything.
It's everything. Credit.
One day when Brother Mandy gets married, he's gonna say Insta handles there at the bottom of the
Don't act like you guys don't like it when I put your Insta handles there.
That's really the difference, bro.
Oh, it's just you can put it. Nah. I'll just put it there.
I like exposure.
I'll just put it there by me.
I'm really low-key. I'm a weird Instagram.
Antisocial.
Yeah.
So do you guys do that social media break thing?
I do it.
You guys take like the social media like
I never do stuff like that, bro. Like, I mean, people are different.
I used to.
But why?
Because it gets like overwhelming.
Not that it gets
But
overwhelming.
it gets DMs that hectic.
No, it's not even
overwhelmed
DMs out, right? Like you just get to a point where your mind moves in a very weird way when it's always influenced by social media. So you take a break from like social media, let's say 2 weeks to a month.
Yeah.
You go, okay, now like shit that used to entertain you doesn't entertain you the same way.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, right? And some things will really come off as childish.
Yeah, because also like I noticed myself as well, like how I start my day is very important. Like if the first thing I do is jump on
How do you start your day?
So it varies, but I really do try and start my day up with like the Bible app because it has like those daily stories and shit.
Oh, you're so cute, bro.
No, I really try, but it doesn't always happen. But like when I do start with social media, like my day can put me in an awful mood if I see something that's like it sets the tone for the day. That's why it's important for me. I feel.
Do you believe in that? Is this the same for you?
I think I do those WhatsApp breaks, but that's like a new thing.
What
But
people like
For me, bro, if not for me, I don't
do that. I don't change to a profile.
wait, it's an actual thing. Like, you just raise your set. Why don't you do that?
Let me tell you, bro. What Mpumi is saying is very true because, like, the way you start your day is it's like about what matters the most to you. Sure. Some people, first thing that they do when they wake up, they pray. Some people, the first thing that they do when they wake up is text their hand. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that really moves your day.
Yeah.
You know, some people will lay it, okay, cool, conceptualize their day. If you're jumping into social media like that first thing in the morning to see what happened last night or whatever on the TL, then.
But my question is it really that deep? Or?
It is.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It can get like deep subconsciously. That's why I wanted to ask you guys. Do you guys have ever like sit down and think about like maybe over like the weeks how do you actually start your day? Have you ever like thought about it?
I haven't thought about it, no lie. I'm thinking about it right now this week actually.
Like,
I'm just always like, yo, Instagram.
For me right now, I feel like it's like a weird time as well with this whole COVID shit happening because there really isn't like much to do anyway, bro. But I think like now for me, like I never used to have that thing where I feel like I'm just detached, just spend time away from social media.
Yeah.
But like now with all the bombings that are happening and shit, like you know, GPV, whatever, on Twitter, whatever, it becomes like a lot. So there will be like maybe like a day where I'm like, maybe I'm off Twitter for today because it's just too hectic. I just need a break, whatever. But like never over a prolonged period. So I'll never be like I'm on social media for like a week, 2 weeks, or even a month.
Can I ask you, so I see you guys run and shit, does that help you guys now? What do you guys run in the morning?
Oh yeah. Okay, so let me explain for you.
Yeah.
So I read a book about habits last year.
Yeah.
And it basically gave knowledge into like gang things. So one of those things, like one of my biggest takeaways from the book was Keystone Habits. So Keystone Habits are habits that influence your other habits in simple terms. So for example, like the habit of waking up and just, having the TL. That's a habit that can make you unproductive because you're going to be watching the TL on Instagram for 2 hours, whatever you do.
Yeah.
You'll say you don't have time, but you've been doing bullshit. Yeah. So for me, and it's also going back to something that I realized, all my friends that gym that are like serious, and even Tshepang when he starts gymming, bro, they are so much more disciplined they eat better and stuff like that. So gymming is a keystone habit that will say, okay, I'm more disciplined via money, I'm more disciplined via drinking, I'm more disciplined via hands even, right?
Yeah.
So for me, my keystone habit is running. So if I run, I know that I've achieved something like hella good.
You're paying your rent.
I'm paying my rent.
So,
I'm paying.
But I'm not gonna lie though, like with the thing of like waking up and running in the morning, bro. For me, I feel like it's a very nice way to start your day because even afterwards, bro, like when you're done running, like the run can literally show you shit, man. Like you can really see dust. But then when you're done, when you get back home, and like you take a shower, brush your teeth, whatever, man, you feel so good, you feel fresh. Okay, you know what? I actually worked out today. I'm taking my health seriously, and you know, it just. For me, I just feel like it just gives you like, I'll sit like all up.
Just anything you try, do throughout your whole life.
The reason why I do stuff like that is growing up, I played a lot of sports, bro.
Yeah.
Like I played cricket, whatever. So I was very active growing up. So for me now that like I'm in varsity and whatever, I mean I don't play sports in varsity anymore. So for me, I feel like even though I don't play anymore, I feel like substituting it with running and gymming, for me that is my way of keeping active, because if it wasn't for that, I don't know what else I do, you know what I'm saying? So I still have it in me, so that's why I still do run, I still go to the gym and stuff like that, you know, for me it just keeps me busy.
That's very interesting also, because like for someone like Zoni, because okay, for people that don't know, we all went to like the same high school, all of us,
Seems good.
You know what I'm saying?
But apparently your college dropout, bro.
Oh shit.
Also, I'm not BK longer than anyone knows him in here also.
What?
When did you, how long have you
When BK was still like in love with Power Rangers and shit. This guy used to always sleep and shit. He used to sleep.
I used to sleep.
And then he became a Canada boy.
Summer Walls, catching flights.
December, I have to go to Canada.
So like for someone like you, Zoni, like who maybe didn't really like you didn't really play as many sports.
But I was a shit.
He played soccer, but he was far.
Ask about me, guys. You
That's the first time you hear about this.
It's the first time.
You know, like for instance, like if you're like the leader of like a group, obviously niggas aren't gonna bash you, like they're gonna just try to put you on the pedestal. But you were shit, man.
I was shit.
You were shit.
I could Irish. It's fine. All I could do was
Zoni, you send him on one run, he's done.
He's tired. They must have
One through body,
it's free.
I was
putting hamstrings there.
What are you gonna say? You guys are lying. You guys know I was shit.
So just like how like being active helps like people like BK Tshepang, because they were really active and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What do you think was like the source of your happiness and your kind of zen, or things that make you feel good?
Things that make me feel good. During high school.
Yeah.
Yo,
Have you never been like a sporty kid?
Can I just interject there? For me, I feel like as people, bro, habits are very important.
Yeah, true.
Habits are very important, and yeah, you do become your habits, because those are, for me, I feel like routine for me is very, very important, you know what I'm saying? Because it gives you a sense of, like, you can sort of like track your progress.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you usually, like, for instance, let's say, like, if you just look at your day and, like, let's say you used to doing like a certain number of things, on a day where you like do less, you can feel that, fuck, I'm not really being as productive, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like routine is very important, because you're just able to track your progress, and you can tell if you're doing a lot, you can tell if you're slacking or, you know, whatever, bro.
One thing that I want
Just to answer that question, I want to say, I used to feel like I was the sports. Like I go to all the soccer practices. I went to all the soccer practices, and there was also a time also when I think it was for confirmation. I wanted to lose weight, so that's when I started. I think it was like grade 9.
Yeah.
I started gymming a lot, and I lost like a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And there was some life, you know, you decide me. Life. I was scared of taking that shit. So
But just like there were moments where you picked specifically to be like sporty, but like in general,
yeah.
do you not necessarily
So for me, for example, I think I found my happiness. I didn't have a routine to go like exercise or anything.
Yeah.
I just, for me personally, and honestly, I think I was just chilling with people, because I'm a social person. So I think I found my happiness in chilling with more people, just doing things more time. Like I'd be at school from like 7 in the morning until like 4 when everybody leaves. Just those type of vibes.
just seeing faces.
Yeah, just seeing faces, just chatting with people.
They've always been like a social vibe.
Yeah.
But you know, it's always nice being with the bros also, bro.
Yeah.
one thing that before we just wrap this up, one thing that I just want to say is like, just find whatever works for you, but you need to make sure that it's something that can make you feel productive or whatever.
Yeah.
Because like obviously running works for us, maybe doing push-ups will work for you, or I don't know, reading, even when you read like 10 pages, like dude, whatever you start to, just make sure that you're consistent at it until you start growing at it, because like it'll be easy to say like, okay, just start reading a book in the morning or whatever, and then you'll feel like shit for not being able to even read past 5 pages because now you start losing focus.
Yeah.
It's fine, read your 5 pages every day until you become consistent, then you read more, you read faster and stuff like that. So whatever you do to start your routine, just make sure you stay consistent at it.
Okay, on a more lighter note, have you ever done taxi mates?
Yeah.
Yes. You lie. Wait,
What do you mean? You sleep with me?
Yeah? Where did you go?
Yeah, but because of
What do you mean? What do you mean?
There was a time I was at a taxi rank, bro. The last seat that was open was in the front. I realized that I waited for the next taxi. I'm not gonna sit in the front, bro.
you can't if that's the situation and you have to go.
I don't have to though. No, people are giving you 100 baht. I'm gonna give you people on my fire for charge. No ways, bro. I'm not pressure.
Bro, you need to. Sometimes you just need to swallow the pill and just.
You have to.
Nah,
I did it once, but I was coming from Kloksdorp to Joburg, so it was a bit easier. I think it was like 100 rand.
It's easier. It's like even now. It's like
Yo, 600 rand. What's fun?
Boomer 28, 130.
Especially there by the start of the month when everyone has money, bro.
That's why you haven't been in a taxi.
What do you mean?
When have you been in a taxi?
Where did you go to?
Where did you go to?
I went to town.
Which town?
What do you mean? Which
From
town?
where?
From lunch? Like from Bro to Pigs.
How much is the taxi?
It's 10
It's
bucks.
10 bucks.
That's easy though.
No, but
That's
like, I understand.
Taxis in other places though.
No, but you guys also have to understand. Like, I live far. So I was never in a situation where I could take a taxi from here.
By the way.
Huh?
Could tell us.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is I was never in a situation where let's say taking a taxi from Potch to Kloksdorp is like chill. Like bro, I live 200 and plus kilometers away. It's not just easy to say taxi. It's rather easier through other means.
Such as what?
You just fly.
Yeah.
Such as what?
You just
Why
want
do
to
you like suburbans?
No,
Nice things.
I laugh. That's what this photography is.
It's okay to be explored though.
It's okay to be.
there's nothing cheesy about it. It's,
They can neck boys. Understand?
I don't even eat breakfast.
No, but I mean, but niggas actually, let me ask you guys something, bro.
Yeah.
Why is it that, like, for instance, we all know that when people in terms of means, whatever, we're all at different levels, bro. Like, we're not all in the same bracket. So why is it that a lot of people run, like, for instance, when you call something, like, a lot of people, when you call other people cheesy boys, why do people, like, do stuff like that? Like, you want to shame another nigga for being soft. Or
Being soft,
like, why do niggas do that? Though?
I can be honest. I've thought about that thing for the longest time. I think in Mzansi we romanticize struggle. So if like for example, Zuni can get to somewhere coming from a wealthy family, like it's not as respected as
somebody that comes from dance.
So I think we tend to look at someone who's soft and say, well, you had
easy.
Dog, you will have your own set of challenges, and at some places like dog. Like some people can come from soft backgrounds, but like shit at home isn't good, and you need to like that's your reality. Where someone else can come from not a very financially strong household, but the foundation of a household is strong.
All that they need.
You know exactly, dog. So there are always different dynamics. So I think in South we really romanticize struggle.
But it's especially like relationships, bro. Like I really feel like a lot of. Like with like a lot of people, or like as Hans, bro, you really just have to go through a lot of shit to prove to a nigga that, like, no, like a lot of people romanticize that, bro. Sometimes relationships, for me, I believe relationships sometimes aren't meant to be that difficult, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like some people have really gone through hell and back, and you know they stay in that relationship like just because they feel like it must be.
That also brings the check of like double standards in a relationship.
What double standard though?
There's always double standards in the relationship.
Hey, there always will be, bro. Like I don't think.
I think everywhere, bro. Double standards exist. I think in a relationship, it's that close to home, so you can't. But for the most part, bro, like like you have to think of it like in a relationship, bro. Like I think one of the most overlooked things is chemistry. If you just really just click with someone fun you want, that's really what it is. And you say something plainly, they understand you, and you don't have to always be like, I don't know, going out of your way to explain something that feels so simple to you. And then you get someone else from a completely different world who will just be, I don't know, like you guys like each other, you guys are trying to get to one place, but it's not that easy.
But I feel like that double standards that like because there's double standards from both sides, men and females. But one that we need to like sort out as men, there's also I feel like the cliche example of when you cheat on your hand, as a gent you really do expect her to forgive you, you know what I'm saying? And and 9 times out of 10
a lot of niggas come and bro, for me, bro, that really isn't me though. Like for me, if you're behind and you cheat on me, bro, it's not even just about the cheating. For me, I feel like I could probably, like, man, some people do forgive their partners, but it goes further than that, bro, because now the trust is broken, you know what I'm saying? Now that's when the insecurities are going to start peaking now. When your hand tells you, she's going out with like the girls and whatever, bro, you're not going to be grand, because I'm going to the last time she went out with the hands, like she showed you.
So granted, man, but then like, when the roles are reversed and you broke her trust, she is more likely to go back to the drawing board with you and rebuild that trust and go through those different stages of getting back.
The thing is,
niggas won't do that.
But I don't think it's expected though. I think that's really just the way that it is.
But Hans is flawed though.
Yeah?
Hans flawed. I'm gonna give you a simple example. Like now, you like as gents, as guys, you find out that your hand is cheating. Nah?
Yeah.
You don't have proof, nothing. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna mice and sit on that, or you already gonna go to and ask her what's up?
I have to adjust.
Bro, it's a bit tough because
okay.
For me, like addressing things sometimes is a bit tough.
Yeah.
Okay,
but like let's say it's a situation where like let's say oh damn bro, I'm gonna look at your hand is like showing you that, but like I'm not really giving you proof, but I'm putting like I'm just yeah. Are you gonna sit on that until you get proof, or you gonna go to
Here's my approach though. Like, it sounds contra, but also know your friend and know the strength of your friend, bro. We were in a very, I don't know, contra situation via.
All the way, bro, we're not a man.
No.
Don't take other people in your business, please.
No. I'm saying at some point.
They're watching, big kid.
No, I'm saying at some point there was a situation that a few people had, I don't know, it's like that suspicious knowledge about, let's say, I was doing the boy dirty.
Yeah.
But also the boy isn't or wasn't at that point. I can't speak on that now.
Yeah.
But maybe at that point, the boy wasn't someone who you could just really come to and say, dog, this is what's up.
Yeah.
And not to say there'd be a result from that, but like, it's like, bro, like, if I say this to me, dog, like, it's, not just that you're not going to take it a while, but you're probably going to let it slide, and that won't have nothing to do with me, but it's going to be like damage after damage after damage that I keep seeing being done.
It's a lot of niggas says that now you're going to become insecure, now when you're sleeping, now you're going through a phone.
You know what I'm saying?
And just to finish off on that point, like I was saying, like guys are very impatient, they're very impulsive. So yes, something like that, you already want to go question, you don't even have to.
I would.
With the hand, man. A hand will hear that, my nigga. And she won't have proof. She'll sit on that thing for months, though.
Until she has proof.
When you think your relationship will even start your relationship will even start to flourish. When you think everything is like it's nice, bro. Baby girl is gathering the evidence, bro. And then she comes and you okay, go on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But in terms of plotting, hands really do that.
What, like 5-6 month plan? What is she's been waiting?
Bro, hands do that, bro. Hands do
have the patience.
They really have the patience. So for me, that's like the biggest difference that I was highlighting. Like as a guy, you find something like that out, you're very patient, you're impulsive, you want to already fetch, you don't even have proof. So already, and then just nice ramsas, just fire rounds, and then you're gonna forget about it. But now insecurities are gonna start peaking. It's different, bro.
That's why it's like niggas, we just need to address like the emotional shit. Just like how hands can go through hell and back to fix like the emotion, the damage that a nigga has caused. Niggas should be able to do the same.
But let's just be good people in general, though.
I don't think it's that easy, dog. I think when you're in a relationship,
It really
What's not easy?
BK, look, for instance, I'm gonna just give you like a situation. You with a hand, whatever. Bro, if your hand is not, like for instance, if your hand is not happy with you, instead of her going to cheat on you, why can't she sit you down and say, okay, baby, born 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm not happy about this and this is how I currently feel.
Yeah.
Why can't we rather fetch that route? Now, instead of now, she's going out,
She
she's
probably did it a couple of times before she decided.
So here's my check. Like we mustn't be careful to put people in a box.
I'm booking myself into the hospital.
So if I find out, if really,
You have to be out.
I'm booking myself into the
I
hospital.
can only say like he's not really a great communicator, handling things head on, and I think that applies to Hans as well. So we mustn't be because I know I'm bold, bro. If there's something not happy like that I'm not happy about, a certain dynamic that I see in my relationship, I can really call it out and say, yo, babe, this and this is what's going on, and I'm not really happy with it.
Sure.
And can we get to the roots of the problem? Let me understand this. If it's an integral part of her, can we maybe discuss on like, you know, because like let's say for example, if you're a gent that likes attention and your hand is not the warmest person,
For sure.
you know, you guys need to address that. And if that's really her character,
Compromises to come.
yeah,
If
you understand.
yeah.
Like there's some things that can be fixed. Like, oh shit, I didn't know that I ignore you when you need this and that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sharp, I'm on that. But there are some things where, dude, this is really how I am.
But I really just feel like people don't take
it your behavior
Yeah,
for anyone.
I feel like people just don't take enough.
Because you can only do so much.
At the end of the day,
You can only do so much.
relationship is fun. It's work, bro. And a crazy thing is people change, bro. People change.
It's a
People
journey.
grow. People adapt. So I think when you go into a relationship and you just become stagnant and you think that okay, nah, she's my woman now, bro. 2 years later, she might not even like the same shit that she likes now. So you just. But I'm talking about like if you build it like long term, you just have to keep on adapting, bro. You just have to, it's a process. You just have to keep on getting to know each other and whatever. And bro, that's really how it goes, bro. Because the same person that you are now, 2 years from now, you might not even be this person. Understand what I'm saying,
I
bro?
feel that
That's
It's really,
That's what I'm saying.
and I think that's what people don't understand, bro. Like I just feel like we aren't intentional enough with like certain things, bro. Like having those difficult conversations really makes shit easy.
Oh,
Guys,
the clarity that comes from having like difficult conversations, like
But difficult, honest conversations. Be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
Like
that's
for instance, if you come to me and you tell me that you're not happy about something, and you're not telling me to what extent. Like let's say it's really, really bad. Like you're not happy with me at all, but you come to me and you're downplaying it.
Yeah,
you do
that's
yourself an injustice as well. You know what I'm saying, bro? So I think.
so now, do you guys think now our generation is gonna have less marriages?
Yeah.
I think, can I be honest with you? I think our generation is going to be the generation that struggles the most to communicate when it comes to deep things, because we're so used to like keyboard things and just like surface level shit, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we're so scared of
Getting deep.
Yeah, like the true
That's
form of intimacy, just being like very bare and honest with someone about like who you are, not even picking a side of does this make me
I think a lot of. I don't necessarily think it'll be like that. Like I don't think. I think like the rate of like people getting married and whatever from previous generations to now is definitely gonna decline. And I feel like now a lot of, especially females, a lot of them are more empowered now. Like back then, for instance, bro. I feel like the females were too dependent on the gen. So consider sorry. My wife is at home, she's raising my kids, I'm the one with the rent. So even if I am mistreating her, it's not to say that she can just leave me because she doesn't have anything lined up for herself. Whereas now the females are very independent now. So they don't need you for anything. You know what I'm saying? She can really just be her own person. And I think that's also good because now it's a platform for if they are mistreated and if the niggas are abusing them, whatever, they can leave, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And I also feel like as much as we're gonna have less marriages in this generation, but I feel like our generation will be the generation where if you do get married, it's because you did it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Prenup, okay. Just a side question. Prenup or no prenup?
I think in the world that we live in, you have to. It's hard to say don't take pre personally, but you just have to, bro. You
have to take it personally. Or
no, you have to
personally. Yeah.
You really need to go there to protect yourself.
Okay. Let's say now your hand is the one that's coming to you, and she says, "Yo, babe, I think we should get a prenup." Like,
That's okay.
That's fine.
But
you're not gonna feel something because but like the stigma with prenup is. So you don't think that you know what I'm saying?
I've been confused. Wait, the prenup is when she takes the stuff.
No.
The prenup is an agreement that allows you to keep keep your assets separate.
Separate.
So
So if you
have
sign
something-
it's out of community of property.
Yeah.
If you're signing this out of community.
Or if you're signing a prenup, it's out of community.
Yeah.
So whatever is yours is yours, whatever is yours is
Yeah.
yours.
For me, dog, you have to
I think-
stop taking stuff like that personally. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, because shit goes further than you, bro. If I have, let's say, a family business, I have kids, I have aunts and whatever, like,
Yeah.
let's say they work for me, bro. You have to understand that if you saying this hand is saying 50%, that stuff affects them, that stuff affects
But
other
then,
people.
don't you think that like
It's a
forecasts
safe-
like it forecasts like a bad marriage maybe? Like if you say that
So you
shit, I'm already planning that now.
But it shouldn't be. No, but
Yeah.
for me, I feel like that is a stigma. But I feel like it shouldn't be like that because at the end of the day, don't be with me because of what I have. You know what I'm saying? Be with me because you want to be with me.
I hear that argument, but I think the biggest argument that just has to be made is, bro, things are so uncertain right now. People aren't getting married the way that they used to. People are rather opting for lifetime partnerships, just via
How do you feel?
drama.
Okay, how do you guys see yourself getting married, or would you say like a lifetime
Marriage.
I'd like to be married. I see myself.
What's this lifetime partner?
No, like I also wouldn't mind getting married, bro. But I'm really open to the idea of really just having a lifetime partner.
I'm also saying I'm not trying to come to too many weddings also with my feet.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to come to too many weddings as well. Let's try to keep it. Let's try to keep it to one wedding.
But you have to groove though.
Yeah.
You have to groove all the way.
For me,
And I think for one person,
Or for one
individual person, I'm just trying to come to one wedding.
Yeah.
I need to just at least have one wedding photo with you.
No, but I really just feel like we have like a long way to go, bro. Because also like now it's not even about, especially to the ages that we get into. These are very critical times, bro.
Yeah.
And you know you can just date for fun and J, but
But
bro,
you have to
there is no
now.
value in
Can
that.
I tell you,
It's about
I don't
building.
think we're, like, if I'm being very honest with you guys, I don't think we're at a place where you can still date for fun. Because you need to put yourself in a place where these are your foundational years.
Yeah.
These are the moments where you're figuring out where you want to work, what your strengths. If you're having someone who's not just supportive, bro, but who doesn't feed to your success and productivity in that sense,
Yeah.
then dog, you like,
Bro,
that can really affect you.
But do you understand that?
potentially.
But do you understand that not everybody wants to settle down? Not everybody wants to get married. Not everybody.
No, I
wants
think,
to
but
have
what I'm saying, if you're going to include someone in your life, they mustn't be a liability. They mustn't stop you from
That's
getting to it. Because
Okay,
you do
yeah.
have people.
No, but it's not to say that if we date it for fun that she's limiting my potential
So-
or
So
whatever.
fine, that's a relationship. You're bringing a relationship.
With a lifetime partner.
I wouldn't mind.
Is this you having a kid with a
So
lifetime
it's like
partner?
Jalen Will vibes.
Basically, look, I'm not trying to like
You're going to break up in the marriage.
Then
no, I'm not. Dog, me, the thing is, I'm not trying to have 5 baby mamas. Though it's like I really just want to have mama 2-3 kids with one lady.
Yeah.
And but the thing is, for me, I feel like, but people also just really get caught up in the title more than what it should
That's
actually
my- that's
represent. You know what I'm
my
saying?
chat.
Like for me personally, I feel like if I'm with somebody, bro, and some people, bro, sometimes really feel like you must pass them out. You must say that I'm gonna be my girlfriend in order to feel secure, bro. And the thing is, once you start doing that, bro, some people just take it way too literally. And once you have that title, now that behavior starts changing.
But-
Now
but
you're just
at the
treating
same
me like a partner now. Now you're not even treating me like a mate anymore. You
I
understand?
hear what you're saying there. I hear what you're saying. At the same time, though, we can't lie and say that titles don't clear a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Is it ready?
Yeah, wait. We live.
Yeah.
No, just continue.
So, for me, personally, I like, for instance, if you don't apologize to me, like if you do me wrong, don't apologize. For me, I want change behavior. No. You can have your own opinion. That's for you. But for me,
You can't. That's
you
okay.
get people that just say, nah, I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next thing they do it again, and then they apologize again.
Then you get
I want to hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now it's going to get.
I think
Words are important, but they have to be followed with
Actions, bro. So for me personally, I'm not disregarding the importance of the word, but I'm saying I'd rather just have you show me, you know, a certain thing.
Okay.
For me, that's what I believe in. Bro.
Okay, so bro, to me, here's how I see things, right? Words are that very foundation. Like you can't start something with great intention or drive towards something, at least for me, without saying it.
Yeah.
I can't say I want to be one of the best photographers in South without saying it. Like my work ethic can be on point, whatever. But if that doesn't, I feel like if that doesn't come out of my mouth, it will never really happen, or it will never happen on the scale that I want it to happen.
So
There's something, there's something very, very affirming about speaking it into existence.
Yeah.
Right? And I don't
But you know, but my manifesting when I get into somebody, you know,
No.
Rich people don't manifest.
That's the biggest. That's the biggest BS ever, bro. Rich people manifest. You just
At some point they went rich. They manifested.
No, they worked hard to get there. I'm a manifester. You're busy taking screenshots, you're posting 11:11 on Twitter. What is that going to do? Nothing.
I think that works for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Does it work?
Every now and then I've been making wishes, though, and
Guys, what you guys are talking about is different variations of the law of attraction. When you are expecting something, it'll happen. So I'll give you an example. A very simple example of the law of attraction is if you're getting in the gym and you say, okay, I want to gain muscle mass and whatever, I want to be a bigger gym. Okay, here's what you start doing. You buy bigger clothes, you eat a bit more.
Oh, what?
No, I'm saying.
If it doesn't work out, now you just coming
You see, there's the problem. No,
the boyfriend jeans become normal jeans now.
There is the problem. There is no if you are going there. That's the problem. Don't say if.
That's the attitude.
But okay, you see, but that's how you would fetch it. For me, I'd work hard in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's what you're doing. But now you need to accommodate the changes that are already coming. Do you understand?
So now basically like now, I'm trying to be rich now. And I'm going to FNB. I'm applying for my black card. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not the same.
It's I understand. It's different. Yeah, I understand.
It's a different analogy.
But I wouldn't do it like that though.
I'm just showing you, right?
Can I use a different example?
Can I use a different example that maybe we might all just generally be able to understand?
Let's go.
Oh wait, let's take Casper. Casper, when he was 16, 17 or whatever, that homie decided I'm gonna be a rapper. He said, I'm just saying his story. He says he left home with 100 grand. No, bro, listen. Wait, let me tell you the story. No. Quite simply, that homie says he left home with 100 grand. He was on the streets of Joburg and he was grinding for his dream. He took a taxi. That's not the story. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in the technicality of saying you only had 100 grand. Fuck, you could have even had 1,000 rand. I'll wait. It doesn't matter. My check is quite simply. This homie said, I'm going to where I can make my dream happen. He knows no one there. He's really gonna even go on the streets
for that someone though. But
yeah, for real. Regardless, dog. I mean, dog, you're not at home. It's not the same. You don't have a So even when you live with your cousins, bro, it's not like being at home, dog. It's not having that comfort net of saying, okay, if something happens, you are really in charge of your dream.
Yeah. But I really, with it, like, okay, that probably is true. But I also think that people buy face, bro. Like just like with what we spoke about earlier, that like some people really believe that like, in order for your story to be celebrated and praised and whatever, you really have to say that you really came from the dust, and it doesn't always have to be like that. Success is success at the end of the day, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that because you're from the dust that it should mean more, and for yourself personally, it doesn't mean like the world to you.
No, absolutely, bro. But like,
I think it does mean something. It's easy for someone who's really listen to what I'm saying. It's easier for someone who is born into a comfortable situation to create something successful for themselves because of resources. You guys know
sorry, I missed alcohol for a bit.
So it's easier for someone that was born in a comfortable situation to create success for themselves because there's already there's a safety net. It's just like that. I don't want to name drop, but that whole thing of like rich kids can pursue their dreams to the fullest because they know whether fail or pass, there's always a safety net behind this. From someone that's from the bottom, it's like what you're saying, there is no plan B. It's either this or it's either like. So that's why I feel like it's something that should be more.
But it's not to say. I feel like though, if you're ranked and you're from like a well-off family, you have more opportunities, bro. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you will be successful.
You have more resources, and
and you not going after the resources because you feel like you have that entitlement thing. You don't want to be entitled to it.
Listen. What you guys, okay, at least for me, if I'm just looking at this from an objective point of view, resources aren't everything. 1.1, right? Your dream is your dream. You're in charge of it.
But resources, they're not everything, but it matters, bro.
No. I said, they want everything, bro. How many, okay, let me give you an example. How many rich kids do we hear trying to rap? Gang, right? And if their shit doesn't bang, it doesn't bang. Resources aren't everything, bro.
But it's cool.
That means he's just not bragging as a rapper, he's ass, that's it.
That's what I'm saying. Resources aren't everything, bro.
But
Listen, wait. When you hear a rapper, maybe
each other in the lives.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you hear a rapper that has nothing or whatever, that's really just rapping in a sound recording. You can still say these bars are hard. You can appreciate.
So you're saying he's selling the struggle rather.
Yeah.
What you saying?
It's not selling the struggle. I'm just saying you recognize what's hot in terms of content. So for example, Oaks, let's not push it. If let's say for example Casper wasn't really the one, we wouldn't be listening to him. Regardless of his struggles, whether or not kicking out Joe Bank, I'm struggling, whatever, you wouldn't be listening to him.
Yeah.
You listen to him because really his music bangs.
Do I listen to it?
You listen to piano.
No, look, bro, okay, I understand what you're saying, but, bro, if I'm from a Wado family, the resources just give you one arm.
A simple example. A simple example. If you have resources and you're from a well-off family and you have resources of, for example, your parents are well-off, you want to start a photography campaign. It's easy.
You can buy It's easier for people that have the resources to make success out of it because you want to start a
how they project it or how they
your parents will just swipe that 100K.
For me, can I just have this?
I would say it's easier. I just believe that the resources just really give you a platform to be like ahead.
Yeah, I really hear what you're saying. I really hear what you're saying. Yeah. But I think my problem with what you guys are saying fundamentally, I'm really going to the base level of what you guys are saying. You guys are saying that basically you having money can counterweight you not having the skill to do what you want.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I just said having success from someone that has the resources than from someone that has to start from scratch.
But do we not agree that if your shit doesn't bang, it doesn't bang?
No,
listen, what I said is having resources just gives you the platform, it gives you the one up. That does not necessarily mean that you don't have to have the skill and all that, because at the end of the day, that is what matters, bro. The skill is really what goes a long way. But
resources puts you ahead.
Yeah, it puts you ahead. Not to say that it's easier, it puts you ahead though.
Take two people with similar talents, man. One is from a rich family, one is from a poor family. Let's say even Disky, there was always like niggas that were hard in Disky that came from rich families, the niggas that came from the Kasi. Okay. But the niggas that like have wallow families like
consider it all like the kid is doing office you and stuff like that. After measurement to see
there's
you know what I'm saying?
Caught at the moment where you can practice.
You come with those bands, those orange bands
ahead.
The skill doesn't matter. At the end of the day, man, at the end of the day, the skill is what rides it all the way home, bro. But you have resources, bro.
I think maybe I'm looking at it from perhaps my photography point of view, right? If Tshepang decides he wants to be a photographer tomorrow and his family is in a position where they can buy him, like let's say a fancier camera, light, studio, whatever.
Yeah.
And let's say he doesn't even have a bit of skill because he's been around photographers and whatever.
Yeah.
Where does that take you?
Like, it can take him far if he decides to work hard, because he can be afforded like photography lessons and all that stuff. As opposed to someone that's self-taught, who's gonna train, like he can catch up to you where you are in photography level.
Because you don't also know where like for his parents standing, like what if like his parents also know someone that's like
at the end of the day we're saying the skill is the cornerstone. We aren't saying that now. If you follow we like one of that now, it's the path is paved, and that's all we're saying. But we're saying in terms of photography, if I can afford top-notch equipment, great essence softwares and whatever, bro.
And you work hard in it. But it's gonna catch up to you quicker than what you did, like how you got to where you are alone without any of the resources.
I
actually have a question for you, Franz. Love languages, just a quick one. You guys know that there's 5 love languages.
Yeah, I know mine.
So, like as a person, do you think it's wrong to expect all 5? Like, is it like why is it a thing? Listen, in terms of language, like people really have this thing in terms of love languages that you rank them from like number 1 to number 5, whatever.
Yeah.
Is it wrong or is it weird if all 5 of them are like a priority to you?
I think it's weird.
That's weird because how is it weird? No, because priorities by its very definition is what matters the most.
Yeah, but what if they all matter the same? Then
Because it's not a priority. Then those
BK, it was a way of speaking, bro. I'm saying.
I'm confused.
Somebody. The reason I'm asking is generally I thought that gets it as how you rank it number 1 to 5. Somebody tweeted the other day and I checked it and it said, is it wrong for me to? Is it wrong if all 5 of them are like important to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that? But my physical touch must be number 1 and gifts has to be number 5. Why can't they all be? BK, understand what I'm saying?
I understand. No. I understand what you're saying.
Please try to explain it to this brother.
Did you not hear me when I said I understand what you're saying?
No. You just said that your face, change your face.
I feel like it's fine if they all matter the same. It's just like having 5 kids. Not one kid is going to be more priority over that.
But you would have a favorite kid.
I don't think that.
You're not going to rank the kids.
So disagree.
Some parents do rank the kids, bro.
Listen. Can we just get back on the topic? I disagree.
About
Substantiate.
What matters the most to you is really always going to be what matters the most to you. And I think by its very nature, the real question with what you call this, the reason why 5 love languages exist is to paint an idea of what matters the most to you.
yeah.
So if a girl is really trying to get closer to Zoni, in her mind, she needs to understand, okay, is doing a home-cooked dinner and massaging Zoni more important to him than maybe, I don't know, buying him a new sneaker? I really struggle. I'm being so honest with you. I really struggle very hard to believe that you can have all 5 as a priority. So no matter
when somebody said it was a question, because for me, because as I said earlier, bro, you think of a physical touch, give my number 1, whatever, but what if really, like, is it wrong for all 5, like, is it weird if all 5 are like important to me? If you understand what I'm saying?
It's not really that order of importance, but then at the same time, I don't think it's wrong for someone to really like have all.
Because you think for me, I was looking at it in like the one-dimensional way that you rank it in order. Okay, physical touch, words of affirmation, whatever. But that person was like, oh man, like, what if all 5 are really important to me? Like then what? You know what I'm saying?
My thing is, if all 5 are important, that means you must make all 5 of mine important. Because I'm you're gonna want me to do all 5 for you.
No. It's not even get to reciprocation.
What do you mean?
No. I'm saying yes. I'm just no. Can we just deal with the matter at hand? Is to say you've got this idea of love languages, right? And their very existence is like I'm just breaking this down from the ground as I understand it. Their very existence is, how can I relate most to the person that I'm dating? What does this person really expect from me, right? In terms of me connecting with you, right?
Yeah.
So now to say all 5 of these things matter to me, all the same, in equal fashion. I don't know, maybe I'm just struggling to wrap my head around.
Don't try to quantify it.
I'm not, no, but that's what you do to quantify. You said, is it wrong for me to really say, I want all of these the same?
No,
all of these are important. For that is a qualification, 100%. All of those
I
matter.
think it's a problem too.
Yeah.
For me, it's okay.
I'm not saying
I guess we all say.
I think we really just all have like our own opinions. For me, I was just bringing it in because it was something different. Yeah,
you can have one.
Yeah, we can have
Oh yeah, it's
What I'd like to know, who do you think are the 5 hardest working photographers in SA right now? Just to wrap this thing up. Right now. Put you on the spot.
Oh wow.
Actually, let's make it top 3. Your top 3.
Nah, don't. Let's rather.
The best.
No, I can't say the best, because then you have to say, okay, what does this person do?
Your favorite.
My favorite.
Your favorite.
Yeah, the best. Your favorite.
I don't understand.
It's not that deep, bro.
But it's fine. Your favorite. This is your top.
Your favorite soccer player is not the best soccer player in the world.
No, but to him, it is.
Your favorite 3. Let's make it easier for
This guy will take you.
No, you can't watch your ass. You can't watch your ass.
What is the person?
Remember when I just
He said not to.
To you, yeah, you could be, bro. There's no
You can say name is your favorite, but you know
He's not the best
He's
in
not
the
top
world,
lane. Those other two
No,
bros.
but to me, it's the best. Fuck the other two bros.
It's your preference, then he's not
exactly exactly the best for me. You guys like
your favorite three.
and this is how we argue when it goes in the lives.
Every time, so the
you guys want to change. You guys want to change the goalposts when we actually engage with topic. No, it's fine, guys. We're not gonna argue about it.
Okay, sharp.
No, stop. Let me answer the question. My favorite photographers in South number one has to go to Stephen Obi.jpg on Insta.
Why?
Yeah?
Different
Why?
Just give us like a short motivation, not long, not
nothing.
don't give us a story, like just quick, just 2 lines, fast.
Long story short, I've seen Stephen elevate from, let's say, being a humble kid, yo guys, if you have 100 grand, please, we can make a shoot happen, to being a very, very, I think he's just like on that board of
I've seen his work.
like I think just being part of someone's journey has made me appreciate it.
Number two.
So Steve, number one. Number two, Austin Malema. He's like the good man. He's been in the game. Yeah. Now I just look up to him for the way that he's been able to set up the game and actually like show us like to some extent where to go, where that photographers can take.
Wait, can I just ask you a question? Like, do you think they're doing enough to, or what capacity do they have to put other photographers on?
You don't have to.
They don't have
No, but
do you think that they do it?
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like for you, for instance, like let's say one day you pop famous, whatever, are you not gonna wanna put youngsters on?
No, I think you do. I just don't think you're obliged to do it.
No,
so
so
when you do, it's usually in the form of having a team. So obviously you come, let's say you're shooting a big client, let's say you're shooting Gucci, right? You can't just show up there, and you need assistant, you need someone on makeup, so you bring in all these people, and that's how it branches out because
Is that your form of putting people on?
Yeah. Because your assistant who comes from Soweto is going to be a hot man in Soweto, and he can reach down and say, yo, he can give game to
I think they really are enough seats at the table, dog. Just put each other on, like let's all eat, man.
Okay.
Number three, you can put each other on, but you don't spoon feed people. Okay. Number three is a tough one, but I'm gonna go with No, obviously I am my favorite photographer, but like what you call this?
Self-love is everything.
It is, bro. It's key. My number three is Shay, and it's actually funny because these two work together quite often. It's Wadi Nepe and Black Milk Al. So Al is like, for me, like one of the best female photographers South has ever seen. And Wadi Nepe, bro, just dope consistency time and time again. Also,
where they from? Like,
in terms of like photography, bro, like if you say that someone's big, is it based on like the gigs that they get or like they follow?
It's not. I think it has very little to do with the following base. It's more like the gigs that you're able to secure, because one thing that we've learned is word of mouth is important. You get a big client that people will call and do references. So let's say Casper's doing the dome. Casper will ask, let's say you shot Afro Punk or whatever, they'll have references to call up like, yo, how was this jet and whatever. Word of mouth is very important, especially in job and shit. That's how I think personally the same people keep getting the same gigs. But I'll wait.
But how do you feel about that though?
It's cool. Those industry itself, the photography industry, like you think
open up the game.
Are there any like photography agencies that you can like, for instance, like join, like be part of, and then like for instance, like when they get like a gig, obviously like for instance, let's say Casper's was whatever contacts the agency, they put like a team together to go like do it. It's
companies that have been so basically the game that Steph gave to me basically is like people set up like teams like that idea of teams that I told you about, and basically that's how you get big gigs. So if you're shooting the dome, they'll say, okay, our budget is 100 grand. Or let's actually use a real example. Let's say Cotton Fest. Ricky wants a creative team. So Ricky will have his go-to guy. Let's say, I don't know who's Ricky's go-to guy in photography. Oh, Mini.
Is it Mini?
He says to Mini, okay, Mini, get your team, assemble them. the budget is 100 grand. Meaning he has to find editors, he has to find, let's say, a team of 3 or 4 photographers to shoot different stage, to actually catch the story of Cotton Fest and whatever, and that's how it works. So you as gunman can never really secure a big gig and say, nah, I'm keeping this 100
But
grand.
you think that they put on their friends though when it's like that in that situation?
Yeah, dude, that's how it works. Like you put on your friends and you put on your team. But I always know that like there are some people that can include, like so for example, Steven was put on to Cotton Fest by me, and I don't think they really know each other from a past. So he's just elevated to that level where his diff is like pop.
And then you, Tshepang, I want to ask you trivia, this or that. Are you ready for it?
And you guys like being controversial. Oh, wait.
Are you ready for it? I mean, you guys also ask me questions.
I don't know.
I have a this or that question.
Okay.
Nothing too crazy. So are you ready for it?
Ready,
It's easy. Do you want to Cape Town? This or that?
Cape Town.
Cape Town.
Rolly or Hebrew?
Man, I have to say the oyster. Say the Rolex.
I
say Rolex.
I'm trying to get spicy.
I will get some spicy. Mercedes or Beamer?
Oh, bro, come. That is not even a conversation.
It's not a conversation.
I don't rate Benz.
You don't rate Benz?
You don't rate Benz? No, guys. I'm not saying Benz is shit. Preference for myself, I'm just a Beamer nigga, bro. I really don't know Benz, though.
So,
it's my opinion, man. You can't shit me. Can you buy? Actually, you're not gonna buy it from me. I'm gonna buy it for myself. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You guys need to sit
It's not really that hard.
Yeah.
It's not that hard that she thinks she is.
so you don't even know Summer Wedding is 63 or something, bro.
You're not Benz, you know.
Right now, I'm so well in Boma 135. So like when I'm Boma established Boma 30 day, I say Boma 330, they got my X5, X6, it's about their family. You know, those
what am I? What's the next one? This or that. I think I'm out.
We need to, I think we need to plan these ones.
We need to plan this
So
spicy.
we can get spicy for men.
Yeah.
but that is actually a solid chat.
Can you actually take
Watch hands or jewel hands.
What do you even say?
It's watch hands.
What do you mean?
He's in jewel.
How you say watch hands?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Exactly, so why would I care? It's bro, I'm gonna do it because really where it's at.
Choose one gents. Shout out for coming through.
We actually chopped on around each other.
We chopped, yeah, we went on for too long.
But thanks for hosting us, guys. You know?
Yeah, man, shout out, man.
It's been a while, good seeing you guys again.
I hope you guys are staying safe, you know.
Yeah.
Getting everything you guys need to get done.
Don't forget to take care of your hearts and stuff.
Mental the heart, guys. Don't forget to take care of the heart. That's what's important also. Don't let these babies trouble you. You guys are your own men at the end of the day. Like I always say, I've been in the streets longer than top. I'm saying.
Whoa!
I'm saying now.
Gravel boys.
Mud boys. Understand? Shout out.
No, but this thing is too long though.
I got an idea. Cut it. Do part one.
Yeah, you can do it into two, but then you have to be able to end off two. I mean the first one,
We'll end the first one with. Remember when.
But then you can't just end it like that.
Did you get that
Like you have to conclusion it. Can't you like shoot a young conclusion like where you close it off, then the part two also has this ending.
Oh,
understand?
Thanks. Okay. Just sit down. No, so
that because no one's gonna watch this thing for an hour.
And say, hey guys, part two coming out in the next.
Okay, so I don't have to.
You in part two, so you can't just pop up.
No, but you guys were the part of the part one chat, so
this is 2 episodes on its own.
I understand that.
Yeah, sit down.
But then when you say part two is coming up, will you say it at the end of part one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You
were there in part 1.
I was there in part one.
No, that was episode.
You guys are not understanding what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Every time we're not understanding.
Listen, what I'm saying is I was not part of the meeting as well.
I'm gonna say, but you started with it.
Yeah, you can finish it.
Alright. Did you start recording?
Yeah.
Yo guys, thanks for tuning in. That was the end of part 1 with Tshepang and BK. You know, the fucking vibes. You know, don't forget to listen to. I don't really know you guys. I get another close. We don't know.
Part 2 coming soon, but part 2
coming soon.
Stay tuned.
Right after this, don't forget to, what do you guys do?
Swipe up,
Guys,
Swipe.
like, subscribe, and what?
Comment, share.
Share.
You know the vibes.
Just do that shit.